On this week's episode of What's Up Weekly, we have more on the hype of the world's greatest college weekend.
And we have more on a new healthy option rushing into Bloomington. What's Up Weekly starts now.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of What's Up Weekly. I'm Kendall Yankowski.
And I'm Amelia Miles. Across the nation, IU is known for their athletics, but it's not an IU athletic sporting team that brings in hundreds of people and alumni in every year. Our own Lexi Vanetti has more on the sporting event that continues to make IU the best in the nation.
And that event is Little 500. When asked if students liked Little 500 or qualifications more, the answers showed this famous event is not as known as we think it might be.
I don't know what is Little 5 actually.
Some even made educated guesses as to which one they liked better.
I'm gonna guess qualification race. That's my preference. I like the name qualification.
But some are extremely devoted to this annual event.
About Little 5 is just like seeing everybody like all together at the same spot, like seeing different organizations all get behind their four riders and seeing them work all year for that to finally pay off. I think is super cool seeing everybody get behind them.
The teams are practicing and eager to race. Stay tuned for qualifications on March 23rd and Little 500 on April 12th and 13th. For What's Up Weekly, I am Lexi Vanetti.
Tune in to What's Up Weekly and Hoosier News Source into the big races for more Little 500 updates and stories.
And on the topic of Little 5, the IU Union Board has a survey for who the performer should be for the concert. Some options are Khalid, A$AP Rocky, 2 Chainz, and Bazzi. There's also an option to make your own request. To find the survey and vote, visit the Union Board's tiny URL website listed here. And if you're still sticking to that New Year's resolution, this one's for you. Rush Bowls, a new restaurant located right across from the stadium off East 18th Street and Dunn, serves smoothies, smoothie bowls, and juices. The idea behind the place came from 20-year-old Kelley School of Business student Ethan White. Interested in running his own business, but stumped for new ideas, White found the Rush Bowls franchise and brought the sensation to IU. Anyone interested in grabbing a snack or meal can expect to spend between $7 to $10 on average. Staying healthy in Bloomington is not only trendy, but it's local and affordable too.
Coming up, the newly crowned Miss IU is here.
And this week's trending topics. Stay with us.
Before we get started with trending topics, we have a special guest in studio.
Our Meredith Stirring attended the Miss IU pageant last week. Now joins us with the Miss IU winner, Julia Kleinsteiber.
Thanks, Kendall and Amelia. That's right, we have a very special guest with us in studio tonight. Julia Kleinsteiber is your new Miss IU 2019. Julia is a senior here at IU studying theater and drama. So first of all, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm
Yes.
so excited to be here.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
such
you.
a big honor.
Yeah.
So can you kind of describe to me what your history is with pageantry? Did you start when you were younger, or was it something you found when you went to college?
Yeah, so actually this is a very new world for me. I'm very excited about it, but this was actually my first pageant with the Miss America organization. So I kind of fell into pageantry, I guess, if you will, during college. I joined a sorority my freshman year, and there's a philanthropic pageant that happens every year in the spring called Miss Greek IU. So when I was a freshman, some of the older girls in the house were like, you should do this. It would be a lot of fun. And I did. And that pageant, the Miss Greek pageant, is, you know, a little bit more low key and not as serious as a Miss America organization pageant. But Teresa, who's our director of pageantry here at IU, was one of the judges that year. And so she said to me afterwards, you should think about doing Miss IU sometime in your college career. So it had always kind of been in the back of my mind. And I got to the point earlier this year that I just thought, when am I ever going to have an opportunity to do something like this again? And I'm so glad I did. So it was a whole new kind of experience doing the pageant. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going further with it now.
Yeah,
so.
and senior year, why not?
Why not? Exactly.
You're not. It's your last year here. Why
yeah,
not?
definitely the perfect way to cap off 4 years
Exactly.
at IU. I
Yes.
think. Yeah.
So what kind of emotions were running through your head when they said, Julia Kleinsteiber, you're Miss IU 2019?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. It's so special, especially sharing the stage that night with so many incredible women and getting to watch girls that have loved pageants and know the world, and getting to learn from them and see them perform and everything was really wonderful. So yeah, I was thrilled. I was shocked. So much excitement. It's hard to put into words how thrilling it was.
Yeah,
that
well,
night.
that big smile. I've seen pictures, and that huge smile on your face just tells it all.
And it hasn't gone away.
Yes,
these
clearly.
couple weeks. Yeah.
So I do kind of want to get your take on. So this is a preliminary into the Miss USA.
Miss America,
Miss America,
actually,
yes.
yeah.
So they have actually kind of reformatted it, and they've gotten rid of the swimsuit competition.
Yes.
I want to kind of get your take on that. What do you think about that change, really?
Yeah, I think it's a really positive step into the 21st century, if you will. I think that what the Miss America organization is trying to convey is to get away from this image of beauty pageants, and to represent the fact that whoever becomes Miss America is a well-rounded woman. And these competitions now, as they're calling them, they're not even referring to them as pageants anymore, but the competitions are now more focused on talent and how you carry yourself and how you interview, and that there's more to women than just how we look and how we appear. And while I think that there were some really wonderful elements of this swimsuit competition, fostering a lot of confidence in women, I think that it's more showing what this organization is representing nowadays. And so I think it is a really positive move.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads into my next question of, what do you kind of tell people when they think, oh, it's just women getting up on stage in pretty gowns? What does it mean to you, really, to compete?
Yeah, well, in my limited experience with pageantry, it's become so much about confidence and getting to meet other amazing women and sharing talents and sharing things that you're passionate about. I love the fact that within this organization you get to take on a platform and have a voice to speak on current events. And so it's so much more about what you bring to the table as an individual and what your abilities and your talents and how you carry yourself. And so I think that's what I try to communicate now when I'm discussing this with people, this new role now.
And speaking of your platform, which I'm so excited to talk about,
Yes.
so your social impact initiative is, can you go ahead and say it, and then what it kind of means to you?
Yeah, so the social impact statement, or my platform, is Shakespeare for School Children. So obviously I'm a theater major. I've grown up in the world of theater and drama, and specifically in the world of Shakespeare. That was something that was introduced to me as a very young child. And I've seen the way that that's influenced me, obviously as an actor, but more so just, I think, as an individual. I think that has had such profound effects on me. And I want to share that with today's kids. So I have a lot of issues with the way that we teach Shakespeare in this country. I think most Americans don't pick up Shakespeare until they're in their ninth grade literature class.
Right, yeah.
And it's something that, they put a book in your hand and you're expected to read like Romeo and Juliet as if it were a novel.
And understand it, yeah.
And that's not the way the text was ever supposed to be perceived, It's all about watching the performance and acting it out and hearing it and hearing the language. And I think that if you can introduce kids to this thing that we think of as a higher art form from a young age, then they have a whole new appreciation for theater, but for the arts in general. And I think that Shakespeare specifically has such an ability to help us understand empathy and understand people that are different from ourselves. And I think that kids can learn that by picking up Shakespearean text.
Yes.
And then, of course, like by engaging in the theatrical process, they're collaborating with others, and they're performing and building confidence. And I mean, not to mention the language skills that they gain from working with this kind of text. So while it's kind of a very small platform, a very specific platform, if you will, is a better word for it. I think that it could potentially have really far-reaching benefits.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and it can open up so many doors, not just
yes.
It's the arts in reality.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. I think if you, from a young age, can show kids that they can be creative and they can be artists, and they can use their imaginations, and to celebrate that, I think that's incredible.
Yes, definitely. And so Miss IU is, you can go on to participate into Miss Indiana.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit about how you're preparing for that?
Yeah, so like I've said, this is a brand new world for me.
Yes.
So there's so much that I've learned just in the last couple weeks alone. But a lot of things from this local pageant are very similar at the Miss Indiana pageant. So they're just kicked up a notch. But in terms of preparation, there's a lot of very exciting things like buying gowns, buying dresses, and planning out all that, and working on the talent that I'll present at the Miss Indiana pageant. I'm a singer as well, and I'm gonna sing a different song than I did at this pageant. So working on that right now, and right now I'm just trying to kind of get my head around all of the nuts and bolts of the pageantry world and the Miss America organization, so I can be as prepared as possible in June.
Exactly. Well, I think I can speak for all of IUS TV when I say that we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you for having me. Such a pleasure.
We really appreciate it, Julia. Thank you. And you can find out more information about pageantry and competition by going to www.missindiana.org. Kendall, Amelia, back to you.
The 2019 Academy Awards were definitely a must-watch this past week. I started watching for Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga's Shallow performance, which was incredible, I might add, and stayed to see records being broken and the amazing films getting the recognition they deserved.
Some of the highlights included Green Book winning Best Picture, Rami Malek from Bohemian Rhapsody winning Best Actor in the leading role, and Shallow from A Star is Born winning Best Original Song.
Lady Gaga also made history, being the first woman and second person ever to win an Oscar, Grammy, BAFTA, and Golden Globe in a single year. I know, I was happy to see her complete that feat. I'm a huge Gaga fan myself, and I've loved seeing all of her success from A Star is Born.
I definitely am applauding her.
Yeah.
All right, so last week we talked about Jussie Smollett's alleged attack. Well, now it's not much of an attack.
Yeah, there's a ton of evidence pointing to Smollett actually staging his own hate crime. Last Wednesday, he was charged with felony disorderly conduct and could face up to 3 years in prison. His bond was set at $100,000.
The biggest piece of evidence pointing to Smollett staging the attack was a check presented by the Asanadoro brothers with the two main suspects in the attack.
Now, I was very surprised to see this come out because I was kind of rooting for Smollett. Like, I saw the news, I thought it was awful, so it's crazy that it was fake,
Yeah,
or so far what the evidence says.
Yeah, and he planted his own camera. And he told the police, oh, there might be a camera over there. And it just so happens there was a camera.
Yeah, it is crazy. And again, the Kardashians take center stage with a major scandal. Let us break it down for you.
So Jordyn Woods is Kylie's best friend, arguably a part of the family. Tristan Thompson is the father of Khloe Kardashian's daughter, True. Last week, it surfaced at a party Jordyn Woods and Tristan Thompson were looking a little too close for comfort.
And now sources say that the cheating scandal definitely occurred. Jordyn has since moved out of Kylie's house and is living with her mother and has been trying to reach out to the family to apologize. Now, this is another thing that I was really surprised about because she was a part of the family. She was at their holidays and all of their events with the Kardashians. So I was very shocked.
Yeah, and she's a part of all of their businesses, especially with like the Kali Cosmetics and then Good American.
Yep.
And they've been putting her stuff at least off the site or making it half price.
I did see that. Very petty,
Petty.
but I like it. And that's what's up this week. Tune in next week for more local and entertainment news.
Don't forget to follow us on social media. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at IUSTV News, and follow us on Twitter at IUSTV.
For What's Up Weekly, I'm Kendall Yankowski.
And I'm Amelia Miles. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.